The Democrat Party is the party of Islamists, Marxists, bigots, anti-Semites, racists with DEI, and so forth. It is the poison party. If you don't mind having that label of the Democrat Party, then stay there. But if you do, get the hell out as fast as you can. We wanted to show you this. Hillary Clinton, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi in the 1990s and early 2000s, just sounding like us when it comes to the issue of illegal aliens and health care. So this is C-SPAN, September 28, 1993, C-SPAN, 1996, as well, and so forth. Go.
As to illegal aliens, we agree with you that we do not think the comprehensive health care benefits should be extended to those who are undocumented workers and illegal aliens. We do not want to do anything to encourage more illegal immigration into this country. We know now that too many people come in for medical care as it is. We certainly don't want them having the same benefits that American citizens are entitled to have.
This is an anti-fraud amendment. All over where we go, people say, well, why can't you stop illegal immigrants or others from coming here? And the number one answer we give our constituents is when they come here, they can get jobs, get benefits against the law because of fraud. And here, the gentleman from Florida has put together the most effective anti-fraud measure we can find without it changing the actions of the government one bit. And we find all this opposition. I urge support of this amendment. If you believe you want to stop fraud in immigration, you have no choice but to support this amendment.
Democrats support also enforcing laws, current laws, against those who came here illegally and those who hire illegal immigrants. Yet the Bush administration has refused to do just this. Imagine that for all of this talk about illegal immigration to the United States, and going after those workers who are working here illegally, and we should. But we also must have employer sanctions. Where are these people working? Why are we not enforcing the law against employers who hire illegal, undocumented people here?
Wow. What bigots. Wow. Whatever phobe they are. Just unbelievable. Now, they're not the only ones, you know. That was the position of the vast majority of the Democrat Party leadership. Against illegal aliens, undermining labor positions, undermining unions, undermining their own constituents. You know, that she was 20 years ago. The Schumer bit and the Hillary bit about 30 years ago. It's amazing how much has changed. So what has changed? You and I haven't changed. The Republican Party hasn't changed. They have changed because they see the power base has moved for them. That is, their constituency wasn't big enough to win election after election. So what did? They needed to change the country and change their party. You know, I say over and over again, it's about this book on power. I want to be very clear about this. I'm not about hawking books. I'm about promoting ideas, promoting arguments, promoting viewpoints, explaining things that are taking place. I only started writing books when people would come up to me and they would say to me, Mark, why is this happening? Why isn't anybody doing something about this? Mark, why do these people think this way? And so I said, you know, it's going to take more. You know, 1 hour TV show or a radio show and so forth and so on. If I'm going to dig into this in a significant way, I mean, I didn't start out as an author, then I need to become an author. I need to write these things down. I need to research them. I need to think about them. I need to apply my own thinking to them. That's why, always hawking a book. I am hawking nothing. I am promoting smart for all of us. It's not just me. I gather information from other smart resources, and I want to share them with you because you're busy and you may not have time to do it. But look at this. Look at that. In my book, my first blockbuster book, Liberty and Tyranny, I have a whole chapter on immigration. And I go into the whole history of how this change occurred. And that book's 15 or 16 years old now, maybe something like that. And I get into it, how the late Martin Luther King's right-hand man, Ralph Abernathy, with the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, how he fought illegal immigration. On Cesar Chavez, the man that formed and led the United Farm Workers Union of mostly Mexican American citizens to unionize their work in the fields and so forth. Do you know he led an effort using members of his Farm Workers Union, mostly Mexicans, to guard the southern border and to turn people over to and report to the old Immigration and Naturalization Service, now DHS, to report what he called, not me, what he called greenbacks coming across into the United States, and he would talk about them on radio and in San Francisco as well. I have the audio. The same way, Eugene McCarthy, a great liberal, how he rejected it too. And in fact, all of them opposed illegal immigration and giving amnesty to illegal immigrants. Ever hear of Barbara Jordan? Barbara Jordan was a brilliant woman, an African American who represented part of Houston. And she, among others, was put in charge of a commission to try and figure out what to do with illegal immigration. This is in the 90s. Imagine today. Imagine today. And they put together this report, which is a brilliant report. And they talk about securing the border, not providing, free benefits to illegal aliens and so forth and so on. She wasn't mean. She wasn't being mean-spirited. She said, this is how you stop this, and we need to stop this because of the impact on what? Especially, she said, minority communities. So the Democrat Party used to oppose illegal immigration to protect their union supporters and those labor jobs, and to protect minorities, American citizen minorities, particularly in our cities, so that the resources for schooling, the resources for health care, other resources weren't being used by illegal aliens in these communities where a lot of illegal aliens settle. But not anymore, obviously. Not anymore. The idea of an open border is so crazy. You look at these people, these Democrats from 20, 30 years ago. Nobody supported that. Nobody would have supported that. Major changes in our immigration laws, particularly I think it was in 1965, pushed by Ted Kennedy. Major changes. Even Democrats said, at the time, not all, but some, this will forever change the nature of the nation, which it did. The whole idea of chain migration and all the rest of it. That was in that bill. That's what they pushed, and they said it wouldn't change the nation, but of course it has. Now you have people coming into the country, not just illegal aliens, but people coming into the country from other parts of the world, the Middle East, as an example, who are pushing the overthrow of the country. And once they're here, you can see how difficult it is to remove them, given the radical left-wing judges, lifetime appointees that are in all these federal district judge positions now. The entire system, in a period of less than half a century, but half a century and within, has been completely corrupted to help support this revolution against the American system. It's absolutely incredible and disgusting.
For all this and much more, sign up for Levin TV.